Hello everybody and welcome back to the Highlands Fishing expansion. We have fish, we have more fish which are going to be going out to our offshore aqua farm, and we are going to be hopefully bringing back some fish to sell very soon. I am trying to target that best month, July, but yeah, depends how desperate we get for money I suppose. But yeah, I want to get these out there. It's not so much the trout, I think it's the salmon. Probably got that the wrong way around, but one of them has almost run out. So yeah, we're going to be using the money from the fish, which we sell in July, potentially, and we're going to be buying, I hope, the sawmill. Now, I really want to get the fish food production. However, that does require a few ingredients that we also can't get without other productions. So I think the sawmill is going to be the best thing to target because we're going to make quite a bit of money from the products that we can make there, and we can start to restore the castle, which I haven't done anything at yet. We've not even, well, except for the first episode, we haven't really been there. I just literally went to go and have a look at the construction project, so it is definitely about time we got that started. We have the trees, so that is not a concern. We own the land the trees are on. The concern is getting the £300,000 to buy the sawmill, and we do still have that £400,000 loan, so we really do not want to be extending that any further. We have to get the money in to be able to buy the sawmill. We can keep the loan for now, that's fine. We can hopefully repay that with the fish and with the products that we sell to the castle. But yeah, anyway, we're almost there, almost at the dock. So I have changed the platform that I'm mooring up on, just because I think it's going to be a bit easier. Like when I was going to the other one I had to go all the way around. Now it should just be a case of, well, just turning right and then we should be there. Should be just here. Oh, where's my boat? Oh, did I left it out there, didn't I? Well, it has been 2 days since I played this. I've been doing the multiplayers with chainsaw. But anyway, yeah, we'll just prepare. See, we don't want to have these young fish just in crates. That's really not very fair. Although I suppose you could say the same thing for the other fish in these crates. We do have 5 so far. Yeah, as you can see, we're doing okay. I think it is the trout that we've got loads of, is it not? It is the trout, yes. Yes, lots of trout. So they're both full. We could speed things up by delivering fish food. So we've got all those fully grown fish on board, and we can now reverse that trailer onto the vessel. I still don't know whether I should call it a ship or a boat. It's sort of... I feel it's in between. I want to call it a ship. I think a ship is probably more suitable. I guess calling it a vessel is the safest thing to call it. No, I'm not saying I'm going to offend somebody. My goodness, I don't think there's too many people who would be too concerned about that. But, yeah, you sort of get to a size and you think, maybe I shouldn't be calling that ship a boat. In my mind, I always think a boat is a smaller vessel. Like, you wouldn't call a cruise ship a cruise boat. Okay, so yeah, we're not going to take the tractor, just the trailer. So there we go. Pop that there, and I will see you back out at the platform. Nice, and as you can see, it's getting a bit congested over here. We do not have any more young fish in our young fish production though, so there won't be any more to bring for quite some time, so this does need to last for a while. And it will do, and actually we could sell the surplus young fish if we wanted to, but I'm just not going to because we own this. We can make a lot more money this way. The biggest expense is going to be time. That was some pretty horrendous mooring. Ah dear. Right, well, here we are. We're still just about floating, and let me remove those straps. Stop drifting. I probably should have unstrapped these actually when we were still on land, because I can accidentally strap the deck. Looks like I'm okay though. So, yes, we're quite a distance. But I've got a good throw. I can throw well. I will still be using the crane, because we're going to have to unload the ones on the deck with the crane. But we'll just get these into the trigger, and we actually do still have another field to drill, which we're going to do in just a minute. So the New Holland tractor is still in the field with the drill. We do own the expensive drill, which is actually a seeder and a planter. It doubles up as both, which is fantastic. I really do love that feature. We can now switch off super strength, and well, I think we'll probably keep this here actually, because we're going to be not coming back until we are selling these crates. And yeah, will it be as long as July? I really don't know, but if it is, then there's going to be quite a few to bring back. Actually, and now we have the trailer with us, I could just load up the trailer, but that is probably going to get filled. With 3 more months of crates, yeah, that will probably take it way over capacity. So we'll just pull forward, and then we'll just get back to the farm. I do want another one of these aqua farms, but the problem is they're over £100,000 each, and we just don't have the money. The focus is going to have to be on the sawmill. Okay, right. If I can put the ramp on the platform, that would be great. Okay. I think I was on that mooring post. But yeah, that's good enough, that's fine. So, here we are, back in the New Holland. And actually there are a few little bits here which have been missed, so I'll just get them. Because although, yeah, you really don't see that when the crop has germinated, today it just doesn't look the best. So the other field is actually pre-ploughed for us. We've never had a crop in it, even though we're on episode 9, we've never had a crop. And yeah, the onions are looking a bit weedy. We do need to spray herbicide, or get a weeder. But first things first, let's put in our crop. I think soybeans will be the best crop to go for here, just because we're going to be pretty busy with other stuff and there's not really much to do. Where's the gate? I'm looking for the gate. Huh. Oh, there it is. Hey, this is pretty nice. I've never been down here before. But yeah, we're going to do soybeans. Now, we're not running precision farming, so we do still need to fertilise the soybeans. And I think what I'll do is I'll do the headlands, because the worker wants the headlands doing, and then the worker can do the rest of it. So in go more soybeans, and yes, it is still raining, but it's supposed to clear. Let me just see if we can clear it. Come on, sunshine. Love those mountains too. Yep, it's pretty stubborn. It wants to keep raining. There we go. Good. Right, well, we'll put the time to ×1. That's real time, and we can just, yeah, there's no rush here. The biggest thing is making sure we can spray off weeds. Now, yeah, I think probably the best thing to do will be to rent a sprayer in May, because then we can do herbicide and we can do fertilizer, and we don't run the risk of, you know, messing up this field, because the weeds will have time to germinate. So yeah, I'll probably rent a sprayer in a month or so. Okay, lovely. So that should be all operational. Just going to check the used machinery sales, because a roller... That's not a roller, is it? No, that'd be too good to be true. A roller would be amazing. A telehandler would be amazing. But, yeah, just going to do our checks on the animals. So the sheep are okay. The cows, they do require some food. In fact, they have run out of hay. So it's pretty important that we get that done. We'll get the JCB taken back. And as I said in an earlier episode, I will probably never sell this JCB. And in fact, we did change its engine a few episodes back. It's now the 2135 instead of the 2115. So we're giving it an engine boost. Not by very much. I think it was only like turning it from, what would it be, 120-ish to 150-ish? Something like that. Good grief, I'm lost. Where am I trying to go? Well, somehow I ended up on a beach, so I might as well try and make up for it by catching an expensive fish, just the one. If the first thing I catch is litter, then do not fear, I will try again. Right, okay. No, gonna lose it immediately. Wow, that was seriously close. It's a lively one, that's for sure. Let's hope it's a 400-pound trout. That's currency. 400 pounds, not weight. That would just be insanely heavy. Oh wow, it really was 400 pounds. Salmon though. So, it paid off, my little accidental detour. See you back at the farm. So yeah, we're going to get a telehandler, but I think it's the sort of thing we're going to have to get in a sale. It just turned out to be so good on Hutan Pantai because the Merlot popped up immediately. Although actually, to be fair, the JCB, I've seen the JCB in the sale, but we just didn't have the money at the time to get it. So, probably a mistake not getting it, but yeah, we really didn't have much money at all, and we still don't. Okay, so let's go back to the hay. Oh, blimey. I'm going to deliver all of this to the Highland cows. Actually, we're getting through it, aren't we? We are getting through the hay. We're going to have to start feeding grass instead of hay. I wonder if I can sort of just flip that one into there. Oh, nice. I actually had no idea that that could work. So I can imagine it would take 2, probably, and then we can leave 1 in there. Just got to wait for that first one to disappear. There we go. Oh yeah, and water. We might need to deliver more water. But these cows here, they're not milking cows. These are ones which we're going to be selling at market. I need to keep an eye on their price. We might be selling some very soon. However, I would like long-term to replace this pasture with a milking parlour. I think it would be good to do milking as well. But we'll see. It might never happen. So, cows, how are you doing? £3,000. Well, I think we can get over 5,000 if I'm not mistaken. So, we'll just keep feeding them. Well, looks like we're full. As for water, actually it's pretty full already, so we can leave that for now. Good. Right, so with the animals all under control, we do have a front linkage, do we? Yeah, we do, it's just folded up. It would be good to go and cut some grass. We can put the front mower, well, on the front, and the forage wagon on the back. We can get one load. Now, bearing in mind that grass is 40% of the effectiveness, but I don't think it really matters too much. I think for these cows, it's not going to make any difference to their value at the moment. Maybe on selling day it would do, but at the moment it shouldn't do. So if we can bulk out their food with just grass, that'd be great. Ooh, we have a full pallet of wool. Well, I actually don't know when the best time is for wool. It's not something I do that often. Let's have a look. Ah, well, it is actually next month, and it's currently very good. So we should probably sell that today, but if not, then yeah, tomorrow is fine. But yeah, let's just get a bit of grass first of all. So that should be the final bit of hay that I give to the cows until probably November, I would have thought. There's a little bump here which always annoys. Just there. Gotta watch it when you're doing a bit of speed. It can spin you around. And yeah, I haven't done anything to this field at all, so it's not been fertilised or anything. But we just don't need large quantities. As long as there is actually grass to cut, it's fine. Perfect. Okay then, so it's not going to take very long to fill this. Probably less than a minute. I seem to remember last time it was about 1 lap of the headland, so that gives you a fairly good idea of how long this is going to take. %. Yeah, so it's just a bit more than 1 lap. And the rest of this field will be cut later in the year for hay, because yeah, we obviously need to just get as much hay as possible for the winter. But as we already do have some, and we probably won't be using any more, like I said, so that's going to keep plenty in stock for the winter. So we'll just keep adding to our stockpile. Okay. Whoopsie. There we go. So yeah, it won't take it yet, but when we are ready, when the hay has been consumed, we can just unload that, and they can swap to grass. Okay then, so the mower can go back in the yard, and then I think we'll jump back into the New Holland and we'll just see how things are getting on. I can finish the field if it hasn't done so already, and then we'll move on to May. Sort out a sprayer. Ah, good timing. Just finishing. Done. And that will be all the drilling done this side of harvest. So we're going to pop this back in the shed. Keep it nice and dry. It's been a very expensive purchase. It was 150,000, I think. It was extremely high, but it depends which way you look at it. Because it is also a planter, you don't need to get a seeder and a planter, so yeah, it's affordable, it's cheap if you look at it that way, but obviously as just a one-off payment, it's quite a big payment. So yeah, just going back a few episodes when I did the onion harvest, I think the reason why, this is thanks to everybody who was watching, the reason why I didn't have enough onions to sell for the contract was because I didn't have the wind driller, the cleaning, and the potato cleaner on the back running. When I was trying to do it, it didn't seem like it wanted to do it. It just kept saying it was reserved for contract work, which is a bit of a mystery. Maybe I just had it set up wrong. But it seems that would affect the yield. So when we do our potatoes, we'll make sure we are running everything correctly to get the maximum yield possible. And also, this is a dryer, so if you put your grain into this pit, it does go through the dryer, and then it puts it into the store. I'm not too sure how it puts it into the store, because it's, yeah, this is quite interesting. Like, you can see there's no pipe on this side, but then if you go around the outside, there is a pipe. So how... actually, seems to come through what looks to be a roof beam. Let's look at this in closer detail. No, that's a mystery. Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, I love the feature of it dumping the grain on the ground, which is what happens in the UK. Okay, so yeah, it's a shame to sort of skip forward because the weather is so nice now, but we just don't have any other reason to be in April. Everything is done. I just love this farm, it is so beautiful. No, Giants have done a very good job actually for a UK map. I think it is outstanding. You might say they're outstanding in their field, but that's sort of a an overused joke. Welcome to May, and May looks like it's going to be a bit soggy, although that's strange. It says there's rain in the forecast, but it looks like it's going to be sunny, so yeah, that's weird. Okay, sprayers. So we've got to get this thing sprayed. We don't need to go too big with the sprayer. You know, this would be fine. I've never used that. I think it would be nice to get it, because these are new for the expansion. But no, honestly, we obviously can't. So we're going to be stuck with just this today. £1,500 to lease, so not too bad. And I don't think any of our fields have been fertilised. Nope. 20, 22, 23. No fertiliser whatsoever. So it is pretty important that we do spray it. And because we're not running precision farming, it does need 2 applications of fertiliser. So I suppose May and June. That would make sense. And we do need, ideally, narrow tyres. So we'll see what we can stick on this tractor. And then we'll get probably one IBC of herbicide and one IBC of fertiliser, but we'll have to see how we go. No, it'll have to be two fertiliser. Hopefully one IBC of herbicide. I'm just going to repair it every time it comes here because it's good to do that. Okay. Narrow twins. I just want narrow. There we go. They look identical to what we had before, but fair enough. Yep. So making sure we've still got the same engine. Beacons! Yes, it's seriously lacking beacons. That's better. Oh, yes. I just had to get the beacons. So, there it is. Oh, I didn't bring my front weight. Well, we should be okay. If not a problem. So obviously we can only do one liquid at a time. I think maybe I should spray out. Get rid of the weeds first so we can actually see what we're doing. It's getting lighter. Yep. Yes, I could feel that get much lighter on the front. So I just need to find my front weight in the yard and then we can balance that out a bit. I guess that's better. Yeah. It still feels a bit light on the front, but we're not doing wheelies, so it's fine. Okay, well, starting from the top, this field here, we'll just work through them. I think actually the onion field was the worst for being weed infested. It looks terrible. And then once we have got them all sprayed off, we can get the liquid fertiliser. No spot spraying or anything on this one. Hang on, this field doesn't have any. Oh, it's actually not... Oh, actually, maybe we won't... It wasn't... No, it wasn't ploughed though, was it? And the ploughed field does have weeds. Ah, so it looks like the new... At least the bit I did, the new seeder seems to act as a plow, you know, suppressing weeds. But then when the worker took over, that's weird, the weeds grew. This is a mystery. Well, every field does need fertilizer, but I just hope it doesn't grow weeds in the future if I don't spray it. But yeah, the onion field just looks terrible. Look at this mess. But we can sort it out. Okay, well, that's herbicide done. So we should be weed free. Not quite. There is a piece there. Where is that? But anyway, yeah, we're almost weed free. And it means we can now get the liquid fertilizer. I don't know where that is. I got it. But the bigger block is here. There we go. Good. So yeah, weed free. Weed free across all of our fields. We need to fertilise. Very, very important. I'm kind of tempted to get the boost tank to put on the front, but it depends how much it's actually going to cost. Because, yeah, we'd be just paying for time otherwise. Sprayers. It would be £255. I think that's worth it. So we'll take the front weight off and we will bring back way more liquid fertilizer in one go. And I think between this episode and the next one, I'm going to sleep 2 months. I think we're going to go through to July in the next episode, because then we can, at the very least, get to the month where we can sell the fish, and that should be a pretty significant sum of money. And yes, if we don't have any fields to harvest at that point, we can, in fact we won't, because we're doing soybeans and onions, but we can focus on doing the trees for the castle. Now, I don't think you need to buy the plot for the castle. If it's anything like the temple, which I'm pretty sure it is, you just deliver your products to there like a sell point. So yeah, we can then start to make money through the sawmill. But who knows how much money we're going to make from the fish. Will we be able to afford the sawmill? It's hard to say, but just one pallet of fish can be over £25,000. So that gives you a good idea of how much money there is floating around in the fish. We'll sort out IBCs later. But yeah, front weight, you can go there. I have no idea how much fertilizer we need. It'd be nice to think that one IBC would do it, but I would expect two. 2,000 litres. Yeah, so we can take the entire IBC in one go, thanks to the boost tank. There's certainly a lot of buses. I actually don't know whereabouts in the Highland this is supposed to be located. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just completely fictional. But I do get the feeling that there is a fairly major city fairly close. It's just how it feels. Right. So we'll fill that tank. 1,200 litres, and then we can put this on the front. Don't know if it's going to act quite as well as the front weight, but we're okay anyway. Take the rest of it in there. 2,000. So, I'm going to get another one, because after all, we do have 3 fields to do here, not just 2. And even this may not be enough. Who knows? Yeah, we need this in a couple of months again anyway to spray the fields for a second time. So off we go. Let's get all 3 fields fertilised. Well, getting on seriously well, and it is using less fertiliser than what I thought. However, this particular field seems to be using more. Must just be because of the crop type. The soybeans took very little. But they did take some, so it proves that they do require something. But anyway, next time I will be getting a worker to spray these fields, because we'll be busy doing other stuff. But we're almost there. I think this is probably our last pass. There might be a tiny bit left to do here. But yeah, almost there. Okay, what do we have? Just a very, very small strip. And so that's not bad progress for today. I just can't wait to see how much money we're going to make from these fish, because we are going to have many crates, probably over 10 crates. Okay, there we go. So we'll probably actually keep this here. because we can just immediately do this field again next time, although we'll have to go and get some more fertilizer. But that would be a job for the worker. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please do remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.